How to land your first HVAC job in 2025. What's up, future HVAC legends? Listen, I'm going to be brutally honest with you today, and I mean brutally. After 29 years in this trade, 29 years of crawling through attics that felt like the surface of the Mars, dealing with customers who think their thermostat is broken when they just need to change the batteries, I've seen it all. And right now in 2025, the HVAC industry is absolutely screaming for people. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Most of you are going to screw this up. Not because you're not smart enough, not because you can't do the work. You're going to screw it up because you think getting an HVAC job is like applying to work at McDonald's. It's not. Hey everyone, if you're having some trouble deciding what trade careers to choose, check out Course Careers, free intro courses where you can learn more about certain careers and determine which one would be the best fit for you. There are trade courses on HVAC, plumbing, electrical, construction project managing, construction estimating, architectural drafting, CAD designer, and logistic coordinators. I have provided the link in the descriptions and the pinned comments below. Before we get started, smash that like button and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. I started in this business when Clinton was president. Yeah, Bill Clinton. I've made every mistake you can possibly make and probably invented a few new ones. I once had a guy show up to a job interview in khakis and a polo shirt, thinking he looked professional. I took one look at him and said, "Son, you look like you're here to sell me insurance and not ready to work in the construction job." Brutal, but you really need to show up to an interview ready to work in that specific trade. Not like you're going to a business meeting. But failure taught me everything I need to know about this industry. And today, I'm going to save you from making the same boneheaded mistakes he or I did. The reality check nobody wants to give you. Here's what's really happening out there. Every single HVAC company I know is hiring, desperately hiring. But they're not just hiring anyone. They want people who get it, people who understand this isn't just a job, it's a craft. And if you walk into the interview thinking you're just going to push buttons and collect paychecks, you're dead in the water before you even start. I remember this kid, let's call him Tyler. Walked into my shop a few years ago, confident as hell. Tell me he's ready to make some money in HVAC. I asked him, "What do you know about refrigeration cycles?" He goes, it makes things cold? Dude, that's like saying you want to be a chef because you know fire makes things hot. Don't be Tyler. Do a little research in HVAC before you come in for an interview. Step 1, actually learning something before you apply. This is where most people fail right out of the gate. They think they can walk into an HVAC job with zero knowledge and just figure it out as they go. Wrong. Look, I'm not saying you need a 4-year degree. Hell, half the best techs I know barely graduated high school. But you need to show up with something. Here's what you need to know before you even think about applying. Basic electrical theory, not rocket science stuff. Just understand voltage, amperage, resistance, the Ohm's law. If that sounds scary, YouTube is free, people. Refrigeration basics. Learn the cycle. Evaporator, compressor, condenser, expansion device. Say it in your sleep. Safety protocols. Because dead techs don't get promoted. I had a guy spend 2 weeks watching YouTube videos before his first interview. 2 weeks. His wife thought he lost his mind. She's like, "You're watching air conditioning videos at 11 p.m. on Tuesday?" He said, "Honey, this is my future." Best 2 weeks he ever invested. He got hired because he showed me he was prepared and interested in the trade already. And here's the thing. Most people won't do this. They're too lazy, too impatient. Which means if you do it, you're already in the top 10% of applicants. Step 2, get the right certifications, but not the ones you think. Everyone's going to tell you to get your EPA 608 certification. Yes, get that, obviously. But that's like saying wear pants to the interview. It's the minimum. Here's what separates the wheat from the chaff in 2025. OSHA 10 or 30 shows you take safety seriously. And trust me, after 29 years of seeing guys get hurt because they were just going to do it quick, safety matters. Manufacturer certification. Pick one major brand. Carrier, Bryant, Lennox, Trane. Get their basic certification. Shows initiative. Basic electrical certification. Even if it's just from a community college. HVAC is becoming more electrical every year. I see resumes all the time that list like 15 different certifications. Stop. Quality over quantity, people. I'd rather hire someone with 3 relevant certifications than someone who collected certifications like Pokemon cards. Step 3, the application process, where dreams go to die. All right, here's where it gets real. Your resume probably sucked. Sorry, not sorry. I've looked at thousands of resumes over the years. Want to know what most of them say? Hard worker, team player, detail orientated, boring. You know what catches my attention? Spent 3 months learning HVAC basics on YouTube because I'm serious about this career. Studied electrical theory every night for 2 weeks to prepare for this transition. Chose HVAC because I want a career, not just a job. Show me you actually care about this. And please, proofread your damn resume. I once got a resume where the guy spelled HVAC wrong twice. How am I supposed to trust you with $15,000 systems when you can't spell the name of the industry? Step 4, the interview. This is where heroes are made. Okay, you got the interview. Congratulations. Now don't blow it. First thing, dress appropriately. This isn't a corporate job. Don't show up in 3-piece suits, but also don't show up looking like you just rolled out of bed. Clean jeans, work boots, collared shirt. Look like someone who's ready to work, but respects the opportunity. I had a guy show up in the interview in flip-flops once. Flip-flops to an HVAC interview. I didn't even let him sit down. But here's the real secret to nailing the interview. Ask them questions. Everyone expects you to answer their questions. But the candidates who stand out, they ask questions back. What does a typical day look like for a new tech? What kind of training programs do you have? What are your biggest challenges facing your company right now? Shows you're thinking like an employee, not just someone looking for a paycheck. Step 5, the questions. They're really asking, are you going to stick around or quit when it gets hard? When they say, why HVAC? They're really asking, do you understand what you're signing up for? When they say, what are your long-term goals? They're really asking, are you going to start your own company and steal my customers in 2 years? Be honest. Be smart about your honesty. Don't say you're looking for something temporary, even if you are. Say you want to build a career. Say you want to become an expert. Say you chose HVAC because it's stable, growing, and you like working with your hands and your brain. Step 6, the technical test. A lot of companies will give you some kind of technical test. Don't panic. They're not expecting you to troubleshoot a complex system on your first day. They want to see how you think, how you approach problems. They might show you a basic wiring diagram and ask you to explain it. They might ask you what tools you need for a specific job. They might ask you to identify components in a unit. If you don't know something, say so, but then follow up with, how do you find out? I don't know that off the top of my head, but I'd check the manual and ask my supervisor. That's a good answer. Try to BS your way through? That's a bad answer. Step 7, the money talk. Yeah, we're going there. Let's talk about money, because I know that's what half of you are really here for. Good news, HVAC pays well, really well. Bad news, not right away, not your first year. You're going to make entry-level money, maybe $15 to $20 an hour, depending on where you live. And you're going to earn every penny of that. You're going to be the guy carrying tools, moving equipment, getting dirty, while the experienced techs do the actual work. That's how it works. That's how it always worked. But here's what I tell every new guy. Your real job isn't fixing air conditioners. Your real job is learning everything you can from the guys who've been doing this for years. Watch them. Ask questions. Take notes. Because year 2, you could be making $25 to $30 plus an hour. Year 5, $35 to $45 plus an hour is totally realistic. Year 10, 6-figure is not uncommon. I know techs making $100K a year. Hell, I know some making $150K plus, but they didn't get there by accident. Step 8, the first 90 days, survival mode. All right, you got the job. Congratulations. Now the real work begins. Your first 90 days are make or break. This is where companies decide if you're worth keeping around. Here's how to survive. Show up early. I mean early, not on time. Early. Stay late. When everyone else is packing up, ask if there's anything else you can help with. Ask questions, but ask smart questions. Don't ask the same question 3 times. Take notes. Carry a little notebook. Write everything down. Don't touch anything you're not supposed to touch. Seriously expensive stuff breaks easy. Admit when you don't know something. Pretending to know something you don't is dangerous in this business. I've seen good people get fired in their first month because they tried to act like they knew more than they did. Don't be that person. Step 9, building your reputation. The long game. Here's something nobody tells you about the HVAC industry. It's small, smaller than you think. Contractors talk to each other. Techs move between companies. Customers remember good service. Your reputation is everything. And you start building that reputation on day one. Be the guy who shows up when he says he will. Be the guy who cleans up after himself. Be that guy who treats customers' homes like they're his own. Be that guy other techs want to work with. I know a tech who got fired from one company for being unreliable. Word got around. Now he can't get hired anywhere in our area. Don't be that guy. Step 10, the stuff they don't teach you in school. Look, I've been doing this for almost 3 decades, and there's stuff about this job that nobody prepares you for. You're going to deal with customers who are stressed, hot, and angry. You're going to work in conditions that would make a Navy SEAL uncomfortable. You're going to get called out at 6 a.m. on Christmas morning because someone's heat went out. You're going to have days where nothing goes right and everything you touch breaks. But you know what? You're also going to have days where you save someone's vacation by fixing their AC. You're going to help elderly people stay comfortable in their own homes. You're going to solve puzzles that would stump engineers. You're going to work with your hands and your brain every single day. And at the end of the day, you're going to go home knowing you actually made something work. That's worth something. The truth about HVAC in 2025. Here's what I want you to understand. This industry is changing fast. Smart thermostats, heat pumps, variable speed, everything. Apps that can diagnose problems remotely. The guy who adapts, they're going to do really well. The guys who don't, they're going to get left behind. So don't just learn basics and coast. Keep learning, keep growing, keep pushing yourself. Because in 5 years, the HVAC industry is going to look completely different than it does today. And the techs who are thriving, they're going to be the ones who started preparing today. My final advice, take it or leave it. After 29 years in business, after training hundreds of techs, after making more mistakes than I can care to count, here's what I want you to remember. This is a good career, a great career, if you do it right. But it's not easy. Nothing worth doing ever is. You're going to get dirty. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get questioned on your life choices at least once a month. But you're also going to develop skills that will serve you for the rest of your life. You're going to make good money. You're going to have a good job security. You're going to be able to look at a problem and actually fix it. And in a world full of people who stare at screens all day, that's something special. So if you're serious about this, if you're really serious, stop watching videos and start taking action. Get those certifications. Study those basics. Find those companies. And when someone asks you why you want to work in HVAC, don't give them some BS answer about good money or job security. Tell them the truth. Tell them that you want to be part of the industry that keeps America comfortable. Tell them you want skills that matter. Tell them you're ready to work. Look, I can't guarantee you'll love this career. I can't guarantee it'll be easy, but I can guarantee this. If you follow the advice in this video, if you show up prepared, professional, and ready to learn, you will find a job in HVAC in 2025. And who knows, maybe in 29 years, you'll be making videos telling some young kid how to get started in the trades. If this video helped you, smash that like button. If you want more unfiltered trade career advice, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Oh, and here's your trade joke for today. Why don't HVAC techs ever get cold? Because they're always working with heat pumps. Yeah, that was terrible, but you smiled, didn't you? See you in the next one, future legends. Until next time, peace.